Well, shit. Never expected myself to be doing this. I thought I was just gonna be a Let's Play channel, but I think I'll just do some game reviews instead. I guess this is supposed to be my 100 subscribers special, but now I have over 150, so I think this will be my 200 sub special if I get there, who knows. I wanted to start off with something easy for this marathon, I guess you could say. So I'm just gonna be reviewing all the classic games, canonically classic Sonic games, all the way to the modern Sonic games. I decided to leave out some kinda dull classic games such as Sonic 3D Blast, Sonic Spinball, etc., just because I don't really think they have much to do with the series. Plus, come on, you guys really don't want me to play through those, do you? So besides those games that I just listed, the original thing is just gonna be through Sonic 1 all the way to Sonic Generations. Yeah, I'm not reviewing Sonic Forces or Lost World. I don't have the patience for those games. Maybe sometime in the future, but I honestly don't like those games at all enough to review them. By the way, I hope you guys appreciate the trouble I actually went through in order to start this whole thing in the first place. I'll explain right after the review as to why it was such a pain in the ass in order to actually do this. But without further ado, let's just get right into this review. So in 1989, a video game company called Sega, wink wink, had created their first console, the Sega Genesis, which would rival the Nintendo Entertainment System. The system sold very well, and from what I remember, they had some okay games, but the one that stuck out the most to people, including me, was Sonic the Hedgehog himself. By the way, when I actually say that, I mean stuck out to me as in very later on, because I was not alive during the Genesis run, nor the Dreamcast run. Sonic 1 in North America would eventually be released in June 23rd, 1991. And was to compete with Super Mario, which he successfully did. Sonic at the time was the only person that was actually capable of stepping up to Mario himself. Mario was actually seen as the juggernaut of video games, but Sonic came in to really show him just who's boss. Their rivalry still continues today, although I guess you could say that Sonic lost because he did switch to Nintendo, but I'll get to that later. Their rivalry will continue to go on just as long as there's at least one guy standing, and I'm pretty sure that Mario will win in the long run and Sonic will permanently be switched to Nintendo, which I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind at all. I mean, hey, some of the newer games just don't know how to handle Sonic, but I'll get to that later. It's been nearly 27 years since this game debuted. Hey, you 90s people actually feel old yet? I bet you do. So the question remains, is Sonic 1 still a fantastic game? Well, let's find out. Also, by the way, I am going to be swearing now because I feel like having a PG channel just isn't too fun, and honestly I kind of find it immature that people can't handle swearing. So if you have a problem, I'm not gonna swear every 5 seconds of people, so just grow up, okay? It's kind of immature that you guys even care in the first place. Sonic, my favorite video game character and franchise. Whenever I need to play a good game, Sonic will always be there for me with open arms. I don't have much memories with Sonic 1 besides playing it for the first time on the Sonic Mega Collection Plus game on the PlayStation 2, which I'm sure is a first timer for a lot of people as well. When I first played it, I'm not gonna lie, I was bored out of my mind, with very little moments where I felt like I was playing a Sonic game. Nowadays, whenever I think back to those days, I just think, what the fuck was I thinking? My 6-year-old self at the time wasn't very smart, and I guess I just had more fun playing Sonic Heroes and, God forbid, Shadow the Hedgehog. I do remember when Sonic first entered my life, and it was Sonic Heroes that got me into the series. I remember having fun with that game, but put it down because it was too hard. I don't exactly remember what it was that made me put it down because it was too hard, but I'm sure it was something to do with the swamp levels. Eventually, I started playing more and more Sonic games, and now he's my all-time favorite video game franchise, with Mario coming in at a close second. Now, when I say that, I do mean that Mario is still one of my favorite video game mascots. It's just that Sonic stuck to me, you know? Sonic the Hedgehog, for those who don't know, somehow, someway, who doesn't, is a fast-thinking 15-year-old, cocky, free-spirited hedgehog, which later games would completely forget about. He was created by a man named Yuji Naka. Did I pronounce that right? Yuji Naka? Something? Oh well, anyway. He got the idea for Sonic by speedrunning the first level of Super Mario Bros. There you go, people who want an idea for a game, that is. Just do something different or unique in your favorite game and just replace the characters with complete reskins. Yes, I did just call Sonic the Hedgehog a reskin of Mario. What are you gonna do? Sue me? Fun fact, Mario's creator, Shigeru Miyamoto, did I really pronounce that right? Can somebody really check this for me? I mean, Google Docs already says it's okay, but I don't really know how to pronounce these names correctly, so please bear with me. Anyway, while he was coming up with Mario, his landlord's name at the time was, I shit you not, Mario Segali. Why do I bring this up? That's why! Anyway, while Naka was making Sonic, the staff tried to come up with what the character would actually be looking like, ranging from a rabbit, a dog, and an armadillo. Of course, we all know that the armadillo would eventually become Mighty the Armadillo, which if you guys don't know, he is, yes, in Sonic Mania Plus, but that's what everybody knows. What nobody does know is that he was originally in the Chaotix, in Knuckles Chaotix, which nobody really talks about, and he was also in Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, with Ray the Flying Squirrel. Just thought I'd bring it up. Eventually they settled on a hedgehog that would become Mr. Needlenose. Yeah, Sonic is better, no shit. So in the game simply titled Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic runs around collecting rings, smashing badniks, and tries to stop Dr. Eggman from taking over the world. Oh wait, I'm sorry, Dr. Robotnik. But Dr. Eggman was originally Dr. Robotnik's name in Japan, but Robotnik is his name in America because, well, nobody liked Eggman. Which, come on guys, it fits. But overall, that's the basic story of Sonic 1. Nothing too fancy and a simple concept which works very, very well. But does it deliver after over 27 years? Well, let's find out. The game's main concept is speed, but it isn't necessary to, as Cooper would say, hold right to win. Yeah, I'm bringing this up early because this is a huge problem with some players nowadays who rate this game pretty badly. The game is about speed, yes, but that shouldn't stop you from exploring the levels and have fun doing so, which Sonic 1, for me, anyway, does very well. I love exploring the environment, and I always get great satisfaction of finding either extra rings, a shield, invincibility, speed shoes, or even extra lives. Many people just like to go as fast as possible without doing this, but Sonic 1, in my opinion, isn't a game where you should speedrun. See, when this game was in development, the programmers couldn't handle Sonic's top speed and decided to limit it. You may realize that the spin dash is nowhere to be seen. That move was added into Sonic 2, meaning that you can't spin dash. I like this because it means that I should try and gain momentum to get speed. I hate it when people just go as fast as they can and don't give exploring a second thought. Hell, because of this, it's why people say that they don't even like this game. Really? You don't even attempt to search your surroundings to see what gems can be found? Hell, I've played this game for over 11 years and I still haven't found everything that's hidden in these levels. What good is a game if all you're doing is going so fast that you finish every stage in less than a minute? Yeah, I'm not kidding. I can finish Green Hill Zone Act 1 in less than 30 seconds. I can see people speedrunning once in a while to beat the world record and all, but other than that, I just hate it when people say this game sucks because they don't bother doing anything else. Now that the rant is over, time to get to things I legitimately like about this game, which is a lot. Like I said earlier, this game needs momentum in order to gain Sonic's top speed. Rolling off a hill is a great example, especially in Spring Yard where you get insane speed boosts to the point to where you go faster than the actual screen. To me, this is how speed should be. Earned, not a given. Each world is separated into 3 acts, the first 2 being normal stages while the third is always a boss battle. Each stage has a variety of environments and challenges, and I see myself finding fun in just about every stage it has to offer. The boss battles, however, don't age as well as people might think, but I'll get to that later. Sonic's default moves are the rolling maneuver and the roll jump? Jump roll? Spin jump? Yeah, spin jump works fine for me. And that's pretty much it, because like I said, the spin dash isn't present until Sonic 2. One thing you could do if you want to go for the best ending is emerald hunting. Emerald hunting is pretty self-explanatory. At the end of every first and second zone, if you have 50 rings, you can jump into a giant ring after the goalpost and you'll be transported to a special stage. Which I swear is the definition of what you'd see if you rub your eyes for too long, and combine that with jumping up after sitting down for about as long as I've been writing the script. I'll let you guys guess how long that was. By the way, it's quite a lot. One thing I hate about these special stages, however, is that you need at least 50 rings by the end of the stage, but this game really likes to make you lose them at any given chance. I swear it seems that when I'm almost done with one stage, one asshole decides to attack me at the worst time ever. And I know for a fact I'm not the only one this happens to. My least favorite special stage in this game probably has to be the third one. It's not like it's that hard. I mean, you are just dropping down to the emerald, but there's just so many damn springs in there. Let's say you're about to get the emerald, but since the stage keeps rotating, it drops you right down on a spring. Then you're bounced on a goal spring. Yeah, I don't like it. To be honest, if you make it to the end of Starlight Zone Act 2, you might as well give up if you haven't gotten all the emeralds yet, because you're most likely not going to get 50 rings. I hate having to restart the game completely just because I failed to keep my fucking 50 rings. But truth be told, besides the third special stage, all the other special stages are pretty much easy to go through, that is. The stages are pretty easy to navigate through once you know the directions, but nothing is more dick-kicking than bouncing off a spring into a goal. That's my main problem with the third one, if you hadn't noticed. Now, when you get all the Chaos Emeralds, all you get is the good ending, where Sonic just releases the emeralds and causes flowers to appear. Why the fuck would you release the emeralds, you dumb fuck? Like, seriously, I kept my fingers twitching not to lose my rings because fuck Spikes and that fucking roller badnik in Spring Art Zone, just for you to release them? Who am I kidding? If you play on the Fusion emulator, you can just save at any moment and load that moment. Who really cares anymore? Now when you don't get all the emeralds, nothing really changes besides Sonic giving you a dirty look and Robotnik taunting you with the emeralds you didn't get. Fat fuck. The stages in Sonic 1 are a bit mixed for me. I do like a lot of the zones, don't get me wrong, but I'd be lying if I said they are the greatest, because they are flawed, no doubt. Green Hill Zone. The zone that started it all and is by far the most iconic stage in Sonic history. This stage is bright and colorful and is a perfect way to introduce Sonic, especially since it has so much level variety when it comes to exploring. You all probably know that in all stages there's an upper, middle, and bottom path. The upper path mainly rewards you the most with extra lives and rings, while the bottom path punishes you the most with spikes and more enemies. Wait a minute, are all stages essentially heaven and hell? Think about it, I just said the upper path, heaven, rewards you while the lower path, hell, punishes you. Don't get me wrong, the bottom path does reward you sometimes, as if to say, hey, you just got through hell, so here's a couple extra lives and maybe like 5 ring boxes because we want you to keep having fun in the game and not get too bored of it, right? Huh. This just made me take a whole different view on Sonic games. Now every time I go down below, I'm pretty much in hell. Interesting. Green Hill Zone also has a lot of speedy sections, especially that one that leads up to a jump that has so many rings that you can catch. One thing I kinda don't like about this zone though is that you can, like I said, I beat it under 30 seconds. If you really just hold right to win, I'm pretty sure you can finish this entire zone in most likely under a minute. It's that ridiculous. One other thing that bugs me about this stage is that it keeps getting revisited in basically every single Sonic game. I don't know why though. Starlight Zone is just a much better stage and I wish that stage got more attention. But for what it is, Green Hill Zone is just a very good way to start the game out. It really gives you prepared on what the journey is ahead. Marble Zone. This is where my 6-year-old self gave up because Marble Zone to me was so boring. Nowadays, I don't mind it too bad because I enjoy the platforming and it still rewards you nicely, though not as good as Green Hill. The multiple blocks that take you through the lava can actually lead you to quite a few stuff, particularly a shield and some ring boxes. One other cool thing about the first act is when you actually go through the ramp, you guys all know what I'm talking about, and find those 4 ring boxes. Very nice way to get those 50 rings if you can keep them to get to the special stages. This stage's number one hazard is lava, and some first timers will definitely die on their first go and may even get a game over. That is another reason why I put this game down when I was a lot younger. One annoying enemy in this zone is the caterpillar spiked enemy. Is that what he's called? Anyway, the only way you can actually beat him is by rolling into him. If you jump on him, you probably have a most likely chance of losing a lot of those 40 rings that I just said. One thing that kind of bugs me about this stage even today are the color choices. I'll let it slide since it is a cave kind of level and those don't really have that much bright colors and nice colors to look at. So I'll just let it slide, especially since there's lava all over the place. Spring Yard Zone. Great zone. I had fun with the speed it gives you because, like I said earlier, it's all about momentum, which rewards you with speed, and it isn't a given. You can roll down the hill so fast that you even go past the screen, which is insanely awesome. The platforming is pretty good, if not a bit tedious and kinda blocky. But the enemy placements are completely unforgivable. The Buzz Bombers always manage to attack me in the worst expected way. It seems like whenever I'm on a barrel, they always shoot at the exact right spot and they immediately hit me and it pisses me the fuck off. But trust me, those enemies aren't that bad. You can avoid them pretty easily just as long as, well, you keep your guard up. Besides, those guys aren't even as bad as rollers. Because let me tell you, the rollers can just fuck right off! These assholes have the worst timing to come out of anywhere downhill. In Acts 1 and 2, I'm scared to death because I know they come, but I don't know when, and when I lose my rings, I want to fucking die. Remember when I said that if you get to Starlight Zone with no more than at least 5 emeralds, you might as well give up? These assholes are the reasoning for that! Unless you have perfect reaction time, you will not dodge these assholes, and I hate that shit. Granted, if I'm lucky, I might be like a little bit more away from the asshole, but that doesn't stop the fact that when I do get hit by him, I just want to throw my controller out the fucking window. I don't know, maybe I just suck. Labyrinth Zone. My least favorite zone. Nothing intrigues me here. It's boring, the colors are not that pretty to look at, plus Sonic can't swim because Yuji Naka thought the hedgehogs couldn't swim. Nobody even bothered saying, "Hey, you do realize that hedgehogs actually can swim?" Well, they can swim pretty well, which makes the stage all the more frustrating for me. Plus, I swear those goddamn bubbles don't blow until I'm at 1 second to drowning. Can someone please explain to me why? Plus, Sonic is so slow in the water, making it give me a headache every time I play it. Yeah, in this stage I actually want to go as fast as I can because the stage doesn't intrigue me enough to where I even want to explore. There's not even that much stuff to explore anyway. Hell, the boss fight isn't even a boss fight. It's just a stage that lets you hit Robotnik a couple times. Yeah, all you do is just avoid a bunch of obstacles on the way up to Robotnik. I'm saying you only get maybe 4 hits on Robotnik until you actually get to the very top. Talk about a shitty zone. Even talking about it makes me bored to death. I will kind of give it a break because all games at least have one bad level, so I guess this is the only bad level I truly hate, so that's kind of an accomplishment, I guess. I don't think anything could take my mind off of how terrible Labyrinth Zone was, though. Starlight Zone. Never mind! Labyrinth Zone may suck, but at least when I fish, I get to play this absolute masterpiece. The music, the speed, the 5 ring boxes you find in a straight line, I fucking love this stage. This is the stage I like to call the overshadowed stage. That means it's always overlooked by Green Hill. Sega keeps bringing Green Hill back, even though, in my opinion, Starlight is the best stage. I would have loved to see this stage in Sonic Generations. I like the seesaw gimmick as well, especially when you throw them up at Robotnik, who also throws them down to you, so you could attack them. What's Robotnik's bio? IQ of 300. Yeah, right. Wait, what? Robotnik was meant to be the hero of the game? So before a hedgehog, there was either a dog, rabbit, armadillo, and fucking Robotnik?
Holy crap, yeah! Together we can show the world what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you. Push me on through until the battle's won.
Anyway, Starlight Zone is just an absolutely great zone. Hell, I'd go as far to say that this is my second favorite classic Sonic stage of all time, while Hydro City Zone just comes up just a little bit. This stage just puts a huge smile on my face every time I play. Scrap Brain Zone. Without a doubt the hardest stage in the game. I say stage because Act 2 and 3 aren't that hard at all, and just some sort of annoyance, but since Act 3 is basically Labyrinth Zone, it can kiss my ass. The first two acts are super platform heavy, especially the first act, which just loves bottomless pits, which gives Crash Bandicoot a run for his money. Hell, the first stage is so hard for me, even I had to input the goddamn cheat code to get to the level select. Yeah, I cheated. So what? Heck, even Act 2 gave me a run for its money, and so did Act 3, that I basically just stole some footage off of this guy. So good job, RetroGame.Stream. You're a much better player than I am. It's not even really the enemies that are that big a challenge either. It's just the environment, you know? Sometimes I'll either get crushed, stomped on, or really anything that involves damaging with fire. And like I said, Act 3 is pretty much Labyrinth Zone, so I have a fear of drowning, thanks a fucking lot. The colors and environment is very industrial heavy, which is expected because this is the final stage, and I guess you could kinda call it Eggman Land. I don't know, but it just gives off an Eggman Land vibe to me. But in the long run, I have mixed feelings for Scrap Brain Zone. It's not a bad zone, oh god no, it's far from bad. I like a good challenge, but I just wish Act 3 was better, just saying. And the final zone is, well, Final Zone. Wow, such a creative name. It's a pretty fun final boss, and you don't have any rings, so it could be a turnoff for some players today, but I like a good challenge, so I like this boss. He attacks you with these pillars that he's inside of that you have to hit him with. Again, I don't think this guy has an IQ of 300. Then there are these electric spheres that instantly kill you since you have no rings. Once you beat him, you could give him an extra hit just because you feel like it. Yeah, take that, you son of a bitch. Sonic runs back to Green Hill and again, stupidly gives up his 6 Chaos Emeralds that I worked hard for. Yeah, not him, me! Yeah, I kinda like to get the Chaos Emerald anyway, mainly because I hate seeing Robotnik taunting me. Yeah, what the fuck? But that still doesn't give Sonic any excuse to just give him away. I mean, come on, what's your damage, man? I guess the last thing to talk about is the soundtrack, which is a damn good one because, come on, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. When doesn't he have a good soundtrack? Every tune, except for Labyrinth, always keeps my head bopping, and I would go as far to say that this is one of the best soundtracks in a Sonic game, and it created the trend of Sonic always having kick-ass music no matter how bad the game is. The soundtrack was composed by a man named Masako Nakamura, and I think he did a good job for this game, especially since it's the first game in the series. Green Hill's theme is very energetic, and it might sound a little bit similar to a certain Hedgehog's theme song. I'm talking about Silver's theme song from Sonic 06, Dreams of an Absolution. If you didn't hear it then, you'll definitely hear it now. Marble Zone gives a great dungeon score, and I find it a joy to listen to, sometimes, but not all the time. It really gives you the sense that you're actually in a cave filled with lava, and I feel like it's very atmospheric. Something that would greatly enhance the soundtrack in Sonic Adventure. Spring Yard's theme is very upbeat and a joy for my ears to listen to every single time I hear it. It's probably my second favorite level theme. Labyrinth's theme, skip. It's not that great. Starlight's theme. Well, it's my favorite level in the game and my favorite theme in the game. It's exciting, lighthearted, and it gives me a sense I'm running with the stars. Clever. Theme just puts a smile on my face and it's super relaxing sometimes, especially when you listen to the acoustic version. Scrap Rain is pretty good and atmospheric, just like Marble Zone is, with its industrial setting, and it captures the gloomy mood perfectly, and the final zone is almost exactly the same, so that's a plus for me anyway. Overall, a pleasant soundtrack. Now, I should possibly talk about the trouble I mentioned about me actually being able to do this review in the first place. See, I originally had everything all planned, and I was going to be capturing footage off of the Fusion emulator on OBS. Sadly though, I don't know what it is, but OBS would always lag when it comes to high encoding. I've tried everything. X264, I don't really know what that means, and the NVSync, whatever that means. I pretty much tried everything. I tried lowering the resolution, I tried lowering the bit rates, but I wouldn't change the frame rate because I did want this review to go for a solid smooth 60 FPS. In fact, even when I did lower the frame rate, it would still lag tremendously, demanding better encoding. So what I just ended up doing, well, I didn't have a good microphone either because I'm actually using the Turtle Beach headphones, which suck, by the way. Don't buy them. But now I have this pretty rockin' microphone, which actually didn't cost me that much money on Amazon, so I got that along with a pop filter, which works tremendously, which is actually the same audio you're hearing me recording with. But anyway, with OBS not working at all, there was only one solution. Spend over $100 on a lot of stuff. See, this wouldn't be that hard if I didn't have to go through another Wii. See, my brother sold my other Wii, which he didn't tell me about, but he didn't sell my GameCube games, which is good enough. I kept Sonic Mega Collection, which is the game I actually reviewed Sonic 1 off of, which was a huge mistake. I didn't realize that Mega Collection didn't really have a 60 FPS limit. Plus, I don't know, Mega Collection just doesn't really do it for me either. So when I actually got another Wii off of Amazon, apparently I figured out at the most worst timing ever that it didn't come with GameCube adapters, which meant that the Wii I bought wasn't GameCube compatible, but it had to be GameCube compatible because I'll be reviewing the other Sonic games that are exclusive on the GameCube. So now I have this Wii, which only really cost me $50 with a used very good setting, so thank you to the person who sold this system to me. You really did me a huge favor. Thank you very much. But probably the main thing that actually set this entire video up in the first place was how I got an Elgato HD60S for completely free. Don't worry, I'll tell you the story right now. See, I'm a huge zombies fan, you know, Call of Duty zombies. So me and my friend Devin went to this thing called Zombies World Championship, where we got to participate in Z-Land, which is a community-based tournament where a bunch of people who only bought ultra rare tickets were actually able to go and compete. During that time, I bumped into this one guy, Dane, who's a good friend of mine now, that actually really wanted this Raven the Redwoods poster. This was after the actual event itself. This was just rewards that people can actually get, so that way, you know, it could kill some time. Now, when we were doing these trivia questions, I won a signed Raven the Redwoods poster that actually had a bunch of developers signed on it. I didn't want it. So I heard Dane talking about how much he really wanted that poster. He just really wanted it so badly that he would literally do anything to get it. So the nice guy that I am, I just decided to give it to him. Yeah, I just decided to give it to him. He didn't have anything to offer back. I just wanted to be a nice guy and give him something that he wanted a lot more than me. So the really huge kicker was that he ended up winning an Elgato HD60S. But he came to me and said, you know what, here, you can have it since I already have an HD60S because I really wanted an HD60. I couldn't believe my actual luck. So, I guess what I'm trying to say here is that karma exists, and she was beautifully nice to me that day. And Dane's, okay? We were both very, very happy with what we got, and because of this, we're actually really good friends now, and we might do some streams together. I'm not necessarily sure. It's all up to him, to be honest. So another thing I'm trying to say is just be nice to people. Give someone something that you think they deserve a lot more than you, and something might come back at you. I'm not trying to say is do something or give someone something for the benefit of getting something for yourself. Again, I didn't know I was going to get this Elgato. I just wanted to be a nice guy because he needed it a lot more than I did. But because of him, and because I did that, and because he got the sudden luck that he got an Elgato as well, I'm able to make this review for you guys. This Elgato started everything. This is when I decided, you know what, I already have an Elgato, which is $200 anyway for free. I'm just going to start, you know, getting all the stuff that I need in order to make this review. And now because of Dane specifically, I am doing reviews now. So huge, huge thank you to Dane. I hope you enjoy your poster, and I just want you to know how thankful I am. I'll link his channel down in the description because I'm sure you guys will absolutely love him. He does Call of Duty related stuff and Fortnite, so I'm sure you guys will find something to enjoy from him. But anyway, my conclusions on this game. All in all, the game is exactly what Sega wanted to be. It was a great rival to Mario and started the biggest rivalry which continues today. The game still holds up just fine, and I'm thankful to got to experience it the way my 6-year-old self should have. Do I recommend this game to anyone? Yes, absolutely. I highly do. It's a great introduction to the series because it is the introduction to the series. This game still holds a special place in my heart because of its fun and explorative style of gameplay. Don't listen to all the people who are stupid enough to say this game sucks solely because all they do is hold right to win. Trust me, explore the zones and acts and you'll find more enjoyment than you think you will. Unless it's just not your sort of thing, it's completely up to you. But really, don't make the same mistake my 6-year-old self made. Just because a zone bothers you doesn't mean you should give up on the game entirely. Yes, I played Labyrinth Zone, so I know what I'm talking about. Sonic the Hedgehog is a very solid video game and I recommend it to everyone. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. So that concludes my first ever review on a Sonic game and a video game in general. Wow, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty entertaining to do this. I think I'm gonna enjoy doing these reviews a lot more than I thought I would. And once again, I actually did review this game off the Sonic Mega Collection. I'm pretty sure this is how everyone got into the classic games in the first place. But with that, guys, I'll see you guys next time with Sonic the Hedgehog 2.